is a question. This is from by Vivek Verma from Swamiji Nagar. Swamiji Nagar is Aurangabad. Say, this question is it not that spirituality hinders the material progress? General question. They point out India has gone to such a country because of spirituality. No, not. Because this is all, after all, colonial period. It is stuffed in your mind that you Indians are useless. We Westerners are great. But find out the truth. Vedic India was golden India. Remember that. We are not beggars. Vedic India was golden India, not lacking anything. Today, we have come to this plight. Of course, now we are reviving. We have come to the plight because we have forgotten our culture. We have forgotten the very backbone of the culture, that is Adhyatma. If you remember, in my first talk, I told two types of vidyas are there. Dve vidye veditavya. Paravidya, aparavidya. Aparavidya, the common knowledge, which includes science also, is necessary. It's not thrown, because to live in the life it is necessary. But for a mature person who, having accomplished the Aparavidya to the great heights, still finds oneself to be not contented, to those mature persons, Paravidya is given. Paravidya, Adhyatma Shastra, Vedanta is not for all. Don't teach Vedanta to poor people. You'll make them communist. They need food. Some devotion you can. First give them the food. Empty stomach cannot learn Vedanta. Vedanta is for a mature person who has seen the higher accomplishment in life, at the same time is aware of the drawback in terms of sorrows in the other walks of life. In other words, India literature. I would like to ask you a question. India suffered, I think, 18 foreign invasions. What for? Were these foreigners, whoever they may be, coming here to loot the mud and the stones from here for wealth? So therefore, India was a Vedic India, the golden India. We have to restore it. Aparavidya is not neglected. It was at its highest level. If you want to see, there is one book called Beautiful Tree by one Dharmapala. He is a Gandhian. You should read it. How the educational system in India was so great at a high level, even when UK, London had only one school. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi ji pointed out this in the round table conference. And he asked, how dare you second say this? He said, your own survey has shown this, and he gave proof. Your own people. Just to knock down this wrong notion, I will take some time and how Macaulay had done this, played this mischief. He wanted Indians to look like Indians, but think British. And he has succeeded in it. It is for you and me to undo it now by knowing our culture and claiming our own past glory. The responsibility lies on us. Here, I will give a small account. It will take some time. Bear with me. See this. Nowadays, everything is available on the net. The first school in England opened in 1811. First school in England. At that time, India had, remember, 73,200 Gurukulas for Indian system of education. Gurukulas, best student. And how this Gurukulas got closed? Macaulay did it. Before that, see the syllabus of his Gurukulas. How Aparavidya was given the, this is what importance that it needs. Our system education not that. You graduate, take the begging bowl of degree and go on. Give me a job, give me a job, give me a job. Not beggarly one. They were standing on their own feet, self-reliance, self-dependent. That was the curriculum syllabus. You know this. See, most Gurukulas taught the following subjects. Agni Vidya means metallurgy. Metallurgy, Vayu Vidya, flight. Water education, navigation. Space science. Prithvi Vidya, environment. Surya Vidya, solar study. Chandra and Loka Vidya, lunar study. Megha Vidya, weather forecast. Substance electric education is batteries. Solar energy Vidya, solar energy. Day night Vidya about that. Srishti Vidya, space research. Astronomy. Geography. Kala Vidya, time, chronology. Geology, mining. Gemstones and metals, gems and metals. Attraction Vidya, gravity. Prakash Vidya, solar energy. Vidya means communication. Aircraft Vidya, plane. Jalayana Vidya, water vessels. Agneya Astra Vidya, arms and ammunition. Biology, science, zoology and botany. This is academic, more or less. Now, see the technical education, wherein the student can be self-reliant. Commerce, agriculture, animal husbandry, bird keeping, animal training. Yarn machine means mechanics. Chariot, vehicle designing. Ratnakara means gems. Gold car, jewelry designing. Clothing, textile. Pottery. Blacksmith, metallurgy. Takkas means minting coins. Dyeing, coloring the clothes. Khatwakar means bedstead, upholstery, coach, swing, hammock, etc. Rajukar, logistics. Architect. Cuisine, that is cooking. Chariot, driving. River manager, water management. Indicators, data entry. Goshala, animal husbandry, garden tents, horticulture, forest, horticulture, measured with paramedical. So all these are from the technical standpoint. This education was taught in Gurukula. But with time, I will just read it. When Gurukula disappeared, this knowledge also disappeared. Today, the future of the youth of our country is being destroyed by Macaulay method. The redemption of Gurukula is needed in today's time. How did Gurukula end in India? The introduction of convent education ruined Gurukulas. Indian Education Act was formed in 1858. It was drafted by Lord Macaulay. Macaulay conducted, it is important we should know it, what has happened, because we are just aping the West. Macaulay conducted a survey of education system here in India. Many Britishers had given their reports about India's education system. One of the British officers was G.W. Luther, and other was Thomas Munro. Both of them had surveyed different areas at different times. Luther, who surveyed North India, wrote that there is, remember this, note this, there is 97% literacy here, and Munro, who surveyed South India, wrote that here there is 100% literacy. Remember this. Macaulay had clearly said that if India is to be enslaved forever, the indigenous and cultural education system must be completely demolished and replaced with English education system. And only then will Indians, physically Indians, but mentally become English. They succeeded it. Even after 75 years of independence, this mental slavishness to the West still continues. When they leave the convent school or English universities, they will work in the interest of Englishmen. Macaulay is using an idiom. Just as a farm is thoroughly plowed before a crop is planted, so must it be plowed and brought in the English education system. That is why he first declared, remember this, Gurukulas illegal. Then he declared Sanskrit illegal. See. By cutting Sanskrit, we are cut off from our glorious past culture. And Gurukulas of this country, he finished it by roaming around, setting them on fire. History, this is called history. Beat the teachers in it and put them in jail. Till 1850, there were 732,000 Gurukulas in this country. And at that time, there were 750,000 villages in India. Meaning, every village had an average Gurukula, and all these Gurukulas used to be, remember, higher learning institutes. In today's language, 18 subjects were taught in all of them, and these people of Gurukul Samaj used to run these together, not by the king. Education was given free in Gurukulas. This is how all Gurukulas were abolished, and then English education was legalized. And the first convent school opened in Calcutta. That time it was called Free School. Under this law, Calcutta University was created in India. Bombay University was created Madras University was created. These three slavery era universities are still in the country. Macaulay had written a letter to his father. It's a very famous letter. In it he writes, these convent schools will bring out children who look like Indians but are English by brain and they don't know anything about their country. See how he has succeeded. They won't know anything about their culture. They won't have any idea about their traditions. They will not know their idioms. Think of it. When such children are there in this country, even if British go away, English will not leave this country. You can verify how true his statements are even today. The truth of the letter written at that time is clearly visible in this country even today. See the misery created by this act. We'll feel inferior ourselves who are ashamed to speak our high of our own culture. A society that is cut off from its mother tongue never gets good, and this was Macaulay's strategy, in which almost they have conquered because today's youth knows more about Europe than India. Understood? So, history has played a havoc. It is our duty to restore it. In fact, in the past I was telling, India might have gone to the deepest depth of degradation as we can see today. But it moves up. I remember one gentleman, I forget, he's a Bengali. His surname is SES. He was a college mate of Swami Vivekananda. He was then the vice chancellor of Mysore University. He says, India is ever aging but never old. Remember, contact statement. India is ever aging, never old. It revives like a football. Doesn't get buried in this. The revival is going to come. So that is there as. So, in fact, I was telling this. The day the India gets doomed, if at all, it will never. The world will be doomed. Recently, I heard someone making this statement. I should have noted it. The thing is, I have told this many times. Note it. The day India gets doomed, which will never happen, if at all it happens, that day the world is doomed. The hope for the world is our culture, our Vedas. We'll see in course of time the vis-a-vis position of Veda and science. They are not hostile. They are not opposed. They are complementary. They are that is what supplementary. We see that. So this is what. So therefore, Vedic India was golden India, which we have to revive now. Spiritual progress doesn't mean that material poverty, not so. Spiritual progress can be done by those who are materially affluent. You have not seen in the Puranas, etc. Emperors leaving everything and going to the forest in search of this knowledge. Having enjoyed life at its peak. because it doesn't satisfy total well. So sooner we discover the value of our culture and the knowledge that it is not only good for us, not only good for country, it is also good for the entire world. Oh, samasta loka sukino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.